Hey everyone, it's Ryzen, and welcome back to Let's Play Persona 3 FES. The answer? Well, did look ahead, and yeah, I will eventually need Narcissus with Bufala, so went ahead to farm all of the Personas I needed. I did have to fuse some of them, unfortunately, but I'll post a link to the, well, I probably already will have on the second episode there, a link to the Persona Fusion Calculator. It still mostly applies, but there are no, yeah, I want Narcissus, but there are no, cross spreads or higher anymore. So you can only fuse Personas with two or three Personas, which inevitably means that some Personas that could only be fused with cross Personas or above can only be fused with double or triangle spreads now. So that'll throw off some fusions. So you always want to save before fusing anyway. But yeah, it took me like 3 hours to find Principality. Ugh. Oh, shoot. Well, I already screwed it up, but whatever. Okay, so for getting to the boss quickly, normally I'll meet you there, but I do want to showcase how to get to the boss without wasting resources. Just stay at the entrance here, and that should prevent any monsters from fighting you, for the most part. Sometimes you get unlucky with like 1 or 2 enemies, but just let your party members find the exit and continue down that way to the boss. I'll probably just meet you there after this, but I wanted to go over that. But yeah, you don't really need Narcissus with Bufala yet, but I'll want it at least for the second door, so I figured I'd just get it now. But anyway, I will meet you at the bottom where the boss is. Oh, and I got to level 29 because it took me so long. I actually started... Yeah, see, sometimes that'll happen, unfortunately. If that happens, don't worry about it. Usually only 1 enemy, and they can usually handle it. But, yeah, I actually saved and started resetting so I wouldn't get too over-leveled. That's kind of the nature of the answer, unfortunately. I mean, it's all grinding and farming. That's what it is. It's basically an NES RPG logic, basically. Or as far as game design is concerned. Oh well. Anyway, I'll meet you at the boss now. Or at least the floor with the save point. Okay, I'm back, and let's go take on the boss. Yep. And this is going to basically be our sneak preview of all the bosses in the answer. They all have the same gimmick.
Multiple shadows confirmed. I think they've been waiting for us. Look! That strange presence is there, too.
Hope you enjoy seeing him run away while our party is idiotically just sitting there.
Incoming shadows, please be careful.
Oh well. Anyway, this is the Immortal Gigas and the Visceral Maya. Start scanning them, I suppose.
Give me a sec. I'll
start with tactics here. Let's go ahead and set Yukari to healing.
Leave it to me.
Metis, we'll go full assault. I could use Orgia mode, but I don't like using it in bosses for the most part. Yeah, I'll leave Akihiko and act freely because he's got some healing he might do. But I want to charm the Immortal Gigas. This is pretty much the only time in the game where charm is remotely useful. But anyway, here's the thing with... Yeah, he's very weak to charm. But here's the thing with the bosses here. They have a quote-unquote weakness. It is not a weakness. For example, the Visceral Mayas are weak to fire. They are not weak to fire. They have a very, very high resistance to fire. They are actually weak to wind. Yes, they get knocked down by getting hit with fire. However, they have dodge fire, which means it is bait. It is designed solely to piss you off. so that you, well, waste all your turns trying to hit their weakness and then get pummeled in response. Anyway, I want to use Impusa and use Magaro here. So, anyway, the virtually every boss is going to work this way, by the way, with the dodging their quote-unquote weakness. There's really only one time where it legitimately is their weakness. Anyway, the Visceral Maya, he absorbs electricity, repels slash and strike, nulls light and darkness, weak to fire, although not really, actually very resistant to fire with a dodge fire ability, vulnerable to wind, has cleave, bash, double fangs, and of course dodge fire. The Immortal Gigas has repel fire, nulls electricity, light and darkness, resist pierce, is technically weak to wind, but once again has very, very high resistance to it.
I need your help.
But is very weak to charm for whatever reason. Yeah, see how he dodged the wind attack there? Trust me, that was the Immortal Gigas that had dodge wind. But anyway, he has a Fatal End, Gale Slash, and dodge wind.
This thing won't give up.
Now, since the Visceral Maya's repel, slash, and strike, charming the Gigas there, that will cause the Gigas to kill himself. So it's a very effective strategy.
Still alive.
But if you just walk into this battle unprepared, you're going to lose. Essentially,
Nice try.
if you're so low level that you need to keep the enemies knocked down in a boss battle, you are under-leveled and you need to level up. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Persona.
You should be whatever level the boss is, if not higher. Or at least close to it, maybe only a level below.
I couldn't finish it all.
Level 28 is fine here, but level 29 is better, of course. Due to the way damage formula works. Oh, he recovered, huh? Well, we'll recharm him then.
I need your help.
There we go. Yeah, he's very weak to it. I don't think I've ever seen a miss on him.
I'll show
Charm will not work so well on other bosses, but whatever. It works here at least. The Gigas is really the only one threatening here. You walk into this battle at level 25, forget it. You're screwed. The fact that you can knock the bosses down does mean you can take them at a lower level, but it requires an immense amount of luck, and it's just not worthwhile. You could use the Sukukaja ability, or what's the debuff version? I can't even remember. Secunda, that's what it is, or Masakunda. And that will help mitigate the dodge ability. The problem is that eventually they're going to get evade abilities, and you'd have to stack both of those to even have a chance of reasonably hitting the enemy. You can still do it, but
Persona.
without it, but it's very luck-based. I don't recommend it. It's very frustrating.
I'm out of options.
I'm going to set Akihiko to heal support at this point. He can't really hurt these guys.
Let me try that.
And at this point, I'm going to set Metis to Orgia mode because we're almost done here.
I need your help. Hang in there.
I think for the boss battles, I'm just going to make them their own episode.
Persona.
Unless I get through it really quickly, but I'm already at like 10 minutes. Well, I mean, there's a cutscene coming up if I don't, and that would make me go way over, so yeah, I think I'm just gonna make this episode the boss battle, but I'll go over my party for the next section and Persona preparation.
Hang in there.
This will probably happen with the boss battles that are right before the end of the dungeon. since I have to go through an entire section with new enemies and then show off a cutscene afterwards. I think I'll pass on that. Come on, hit the guy I care about.
Nice try.
How did that not knock him down? Huh. Whatever. Come on, Metis, take him out. Yeah, Akihiko's debuffs are still pretty good.
I need your help.
Unfortunately, losing Gigas as a party member really sucks because her buffs would be very, very useful in the answer, but, well, I don't have them, so, oh well. Yeah, I love that free HP and SP cost on the spells. That's so awesome. Metis kicks so much ass, it's not even fair.
I need your help.
There we go. I got him.
No shadows detected. The battle's over.
Get some experience. Yay. Level 30. The next recommended level will be level 34, by the way. And Metis will want Bufala, which I think she gets at level 32, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's level 32. Damn it! Level 32. Get a Bomb of Life and a bead. Awesome. But yeah, when you beat a boss, the game is nice enough to give you a return point after the boss. You know, when you don't need the healing anymore because you've already beaten the boss. But yeah, at least you get a shortcut, so that's nice. Should be right before the boss if you ask me, but whatever. Just forces a trip where you avoid all enemies. Whatever. Oh, I did go into the Velvet Room, obviously, to fuse. And Igor had some dialogue that I didn't show off. He basically says you have so many combinations of personas. Essentially, he says the same thing he said to Minato in the Journey. Oh, right, I want to put Ken into the party. Yeah, I know, Ken. Take out Akihiko. Unfortunately, the problem with Ken right now is that, well, I'll show you. He doesn't even have his freaking healing spell. That's a lame. So we need to get him to level 29 as soon as possible. In fact, the sooner we can get Videorama for him, the better. But that's not going to be for a while. Anyway, as far as personas for the next section, you're going to want Orpheus, Hypixie. If you have Narcissus with Bufala, you'll want that one. That one's useful for that section. Although if you don't have it, it's not the end of the world. But I would definitely try to fuse it at some point during that section with Principality and Hypixie, which will require you to then re-get Hypixie or fuse it or whatever. Unfortunately, since I had to refuse Hypixie, I lost Bufala. Oh well. Yeah, in order to transfer Bufala, obviously you have to gain 1 level for Hypixie. That's not really a big deal. Anyway, you're going to want Impusa as well. Hold on to Takumi Kazuche and Takumi Nakata. You'll also want to hold on to Huapo. Really, no new personas, but just hold on to those. You might as well pick up any personas you see in Shuffle Time. You never know when they could be useful. As long as you can hold on to it, you have the space. You should also keep an eye out for Naga and Power in Shuffle Time, because you'll need them to fuse in the near future. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna save. It's 15 minutes. Short one today, but I really don't want to go through the cutscene and all that. I don't feel like going for an hour. So yeah, I'll save here. Next time we'll go through the next part of Malabulge, or whatever, however you pronounce that. So this is Ryzen. Thanks for watching. Take care.